Sí. Hola, bienvenidos a una nueva entrega del canal de la OCG. Como siempre, nuestro deseo es acercar a los aficionados de la música en general y a los aficionados de la OCG, de los conciertos de la OCG en particular, el programa que vamos a interpretar en esta semana, tanto a la música como al artista invitado. La música en esta ocasión es ni más ni menos que nuestra primera parte de un monográfico dedicado a Robert Schumann, a sus sinfonías. En esta ocasión será la tercera y cuarta sinfonías, que tendrá su continuación a final de temporada, en nuestro último concierto de temporada, con su primera y segunda sinfonías. Es una ocasión perfecta, pues, para entrar de cerca en el mundo de este compositor, el estereotipo romántico, y para ello tenemos con nosotros, por primera vez también en Granada, al maestro invitado de esta semana, el director italiano Giancarlo Andretta. Bienvenido, maestro. Welcome, maestro.
Gracias.
How do you feel amongst us this week?
Very happy, absolutely very happy. It is a beautiful meeting. I mean, very beautiful time that we spend together. I feel home. Probably it's also because I spent so many years of this last time in the north of Europe, where I have been, let's say, also very lucky for many reasons, but also to have the possibility to join still the musician of our south countries is a joy, is a fortune.
Very good. We are launching this week our first part of a monographic about Robert Schumann's symphonies. Have you done before the complete cycle in only one season?
Oh yes. Look, I conducted the symphonies more times in the past, but as a cycle, I did it only once in Denmark, in Aarhus, and now it's the second time that I have the possibility, let's tell, to go through the fourth as overview of the symphonic, of this part of the symphonic work of Robert Schumann.
Cycles of symphonies, because it gives you an insight on the composer. Yes. It's good for the orchestra too. What would you tell our music lovers about what Schumann means to you? What's so special about Schumann?
But look, I mean, first of all, I am Italian. I am born in Italy. Everyone in my family is an Italian, but I spent, let's say, many long and very precious years, let's say, living in Vienna, working in Vienna. I had the fortune to play some years, 5 years, when I was working in the Vienna State Opera, also with the Vienna Philharmonic. So clearly celesta, harmonium, clavier, harpsichord, etc. And when I decided to study conducting, I decided to move at that time to the old, let's tell, system or study organization of the Vienna Academy of Music, because of Ottmar Suitner. And Ottmar Suitner, let's tell, is a very, very important maestro, no, that is also very much connected to the German tradition. So let's tell that I consider myself 50 and 50, so half Italian and half, let's tell, connected to the German tradition, to the German school, also to the German technique of conducting and of way to organize, let's tell, the analysis, etc. So let's tell, clearly, if we go on that direction, also the relationship to the romantic or late romantic or modern also German repertoire in some ways very much, I find this very much inside. What regard also, let's say, the identity of sound, orchestral sound and phrasing. Clearly, I mean, to have spent long years with this musician and connected to this tradition and the studies, the personal studies, the critical studies, yes, give a deep relationship also with Maestro Schumann.
Thank you. You mentioned during our rehearsals, and I agree, that the size of our orchestra is perfect to perform Schumann. Can you explain that?
Yes, because clearly we remember also that the Schumann symphonies are performed with a larger orchestra, no? Clearly now we are living in a time where this started already, let's tell, many years ago. But to observe, let's tell, the interpretation of a musician in relationship to his own time, so his own school, his own sound identity, his own, for example, size of the orchestra. So if we think the orchestra, the Gewandhaus orchestra, or that Schumann conducted many times, for example, 17 violins, 5 violas, 5 cellos, and 4 contrabassi were, let's tell, the steady musician. So it is our size, no? So then let's tell that these create already an amount, no, of sound, a relationship between the balance inside the orchestra. This means a way to observe also the relationship between the groups and the dynamics in a more proper way. So we don't need a mastodontic or a big ensemble to perform properly also this romantic repertoire. For this reason, I told at the beginning, almost during the job, let's enjoy our own natural size of forte, of piano, because we have a very natural size also for this music.
I must tell our followers that we have found a very passionate conductor, absolutely in love with his profession. You brought your own music, you have written down every detail in the score, and there is no doubt that you have a big musical brain. But it's also very obvious that you are asking things related to the soul, to the musical soul. For instance, you are asking about emotional dynamics, to play dynamics with emotion. What do you mean with that?
I believe that I was and I am trying, let's tell, to explain in a simple word, let's tell, this restlessness, this inquietudine, this completely and always developing emotion of the romantic. If we observe, let's tell, the dynamic by Schumann is so rich and so involving, and clearly the dynamic comes through a figura, comes through a harmony, comes through an interval, and this is always painting in inside an action, a color, a feeling, no? And let's tell, for this reason, I am trying, let's tell, through the gesture and also the way to explain the dynamic, to inspire, to be very rich and very emotional in giving this dynamic to the audience. And honestly, it's easy with you. It's easy because you are generous. I find one of the, we have many very nice characteristics for a musician that come to you, but also this generosity comes immediately. And this comes through the dynamic. For this reason, I believe that I use, let's be emotional in the dynamic. Let's leave it as a deep feeling.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
The other thing that is very obvious, that you always refer to Schumann in rehearsals as the maestro. That means a lot of respect for what is written. And I personally really love the orchestration of Schumann, and I love the how would I say, his incredible, impulsive, close to heart musical gesture. But somehow in the last years, the orchestral music by Schumann has been a little bit underrated compared to his chamber music or vocal or piano music. What do you think? How is that possible?
But so we have two questions now. I believe about the first question that so when you study such a monument, such a a musician so rich that gave so much to everybody of us as musicians. So you study, honestly, really each note. And the respect is there. So I am not trying to transform. I am the music. I try to transform myself in, let's tell, in himself. So if, let's tell that if I conduct a piano, if I conduct a forte, if I conduct an accelerando, or if I conduct a rallentando, I have to do this not because I throw this in the music. No, it's no Giancarlo. It's because it's the music that needs, that asks for this. So I try to transform myself through the maestro, and clearly to give to you. The other question is, I don't know. There is no reason. Also in the past, yes, and also with other composers, many times conductors, very big maestri also, we tried perhaps to correct, because I mean, perhaps the balance between the section, or I know a color, or I find that the faithfulness give a lot. So before to change, let's try to see if it really is possible to get very good, very deep music through that. The symphonic works of Schumann have not less interest of the piano, of the chamber compositions, or no, absolutely not.
In a way, we don't have to improve Schumann, just we have to reveal what is written.
I believe. Very right.
Absolutely. Maestro Andretta, you are very devoted to opera repertoire. Actually, you are now chief conductor in Göteborg Opera. What are your next projects?
But you see, it's a destiny also for an Italian. It's very, I mean, see, it's very easy also when you are a young conductor, immediately comes the opera. Immediately comes the opera. I mean, my first job, professional job, was 26, so I won a coach position at the Vienna State Opera. So let's tell that immediately, where I have born, I am not born where I was an opera house near my family, so I had to go many kilometers. It was absolutely not easy to go to Venice, for example. But then the opera was always inside. From the first day that I went to Vienna, then it was easy to go to the opera, and then the opera came completely inside. The next project is now is a concert performance in Copenhagen of I Puritani.
Good. Maestro Andretta, thanks very much for the time you are spending with us. We hope you have a nice week with us and the audience will enjoy this program. And please do take some time to visit the city. I think it's worth.
I went to the cathedral yesterday. So we have been there 3 hours inside with the guide. I mean, my God, where you are living is a fortune to have the possibility to meet you and to be here. What for a city, what for a story, my God.
Thanks very much.
Thank you to you. Thanks.